Welcome to Bad Parents, a podcast about three bad parents who are trying to raise good kids. She's Shauna.
Hello.
He's Ryan.
What's up?
And I'm Johnny. A Tell It Like It Is podcast for parents to laugh, cry, and to make you feel better about your parenting.
There are very few things in this world that bring me great joy, but one of the things that do, besides you two,
The band.
you two.
But thank you very much, John. We're big fans of yours too.
Thank you, Larry. Is that Larry?
Yeah, not many people give Larry Mullen Jr. the credit, so I like to do a Larry Mullen.
That's an amazing Larry Mullen impression.
Thank you very much. Listen to this.
Yeah.
I just got so much rhythm.
Because a lot of people do Bono,
Imagine it didn't sound like that.
and the edge is just he doesn't say anything. So when you get Larry in studio,
Wouldn't you know?
sorry, do the drum.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, we're the streets.
Where the streets have no name. Oh. Where the streets have no name.
So you two, Sean and Ryan,
Right.
a family, and the one thing that gets me great escape from the everyday, is a little show that we like to call in Canada, Big Brother Canada. And I've never been able to get on the show. There, the 12th season just started last Tuesday. I don't know why. I don't know if I've been like blackballed or just kind of like a picture in the back of the production studio. I'm just like, do not accept any tapes from this guy. But I love Big Brother Canada. And I think that the person we're about to talk to has done such an amazing job. She went from host to executive producer, and that's when it really kicked into gear. And I love the show so much, and I'm so happy to not only talk about Big Brother Canada or what it's like, being such a high profile Canadian television icon and also be a parent. And I'm so glad that you got to join us here on Bad Parents. Hey, thanks for showing up to the Bad Parents podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited. Are you guys bad parents?
So it's called the Bad Parents podcast. One of the bad parents isn't here. He's not feeling very well. It's Ryan, Shauna, and Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
And every once in a while, we get to ask a good parent to come on the show. That's you, ladies and gentlemen, Arisa Cox, everybody. Welcome to the show, Arisa.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. I love the name. Bad Parents is cool because all parents are bad parents at some point. Am I right?
Yes,
You're right.
most points.
It's a fact.
One of the in my life, you are a trivia answer. When somebody says to me, "Who's the coolest person that follows you on
No,
Instagram?"
You didn't.
Okay? Hey, listen. Who's the coolest person that follows you on Instagram? Okay, her name's Arisa Cox.
Are you joking?
Okay. She's the executive producer and host of Big Brother Canada,
Oh my
the
God.
greatest show on television.
Well, okay. First of all, I want everyone to know that I paid him to say that. I want everyone to know that's okay. That's not true. But I am so flattered. That is very, very sweet. I am very flattered that you follow me
Yeah.
as well.
And I'm very flattered that you follow me.
Well, what can we say? Listen, I love this show. You know I do. I love it deeply on many levels. It never ceases to amaze, shock, surprise. I fall in love with people I didn't expect to. I fall out of love with people that I didn't expect to. And now I'm in this fun phase of my life where my daughter, my eldest, I have 3 kids. My eldest is 14 and she's now into the show a little bit. Like, I think she's actually going to watch this full season. It's very exciting for me. And it's like, your kids don't care what you do. They don't care. Let's be real, for a long time. And then there's a moment where they kind of maybe are a little bit interested. Like, maybe they don't care. Like, it's not going to affect how they think of you or how they react to you. But it's like suddenly they might actually ask questions about what you do in ways that they just don't when they're younger. So I'm really enjoying this phase of my life right now where she kind of like is kind of curious. It's cool.
Has she ever used you to get out of homework? Because that's the only time my son suddenly was interested in my job. He's like, yeah, you don't have to listen to Q107, do you? And he got an extension on his homework.
Wow. Well, has she been broken out of something before? Yes, she has. Yes, she has. And then also what's funny is my daughter does not look like me. So we joke about it being kind of like the secret flex that she has because you wouldn't expect that I'm her mom. So, although it also mortifies her, I think when her junior high class like found out, it was like she was absolutely mortified. So that's when she brought me right down to earth when it was like, sure. Oh God, don't embarrass me, mom. So I think that goes for everybody in a way.
Absolutely. And you know what the best thing about Big Brother Canada 12 that just premiered on Tuesday, you can go back and watch a couple more episodes and get all caught up and everything is good.
Yeah.
And I noticed, at least with me, there's always a couple of parents on the show.
Yes.
Right? There are some house guests are always parents. And I wanted to ask you this for the longest time. You have some singles, you have some married, you have some non-married, you have some parents. When they're in the diary room, is there a real sort of like mind thing that happens with parents being away from their children for so long that the non-parental people don't have that stress? Is it more stressful for people to be on Big Brother Canada as parents than non-parents?
That is a conversation that is going to get me in trouble. Okay, so well done. Good job, John.
Thank you.
Controversy. I think yes and no. Okay, so when you're aware of other people that you know watching what you're doing in an environment, that is a stress. If you are the type of person who maybe doesn't like to imagine that they're embarrassing anybody, this would be a very hard show if you're concerned about embarrassing yourself.
Sure.
Because there's such a level of camp in this show. You might have to dress up like a cactus for a week. You might, you know what I mean? It's very over the top. It's fun like that. So if you're constantly being concerned about looking foolish, hard show to be on. And that's just with regular people. That's with your friends or the kids you went to camp with, or your friends you went to camp with or university with, or your coworkers or whatever. That's one sort of level. And then having kids who are aware of you being on the show, maybe that does change based on their age. But even if it's not the kids watching it or the kids' friends, it's their kids' friends' parents who are watching it. So maybe that does add another level of, wow, I better not embarrass myself too badly. Or can I get away with acting as much of a villain as I want to right now without being judged outside of the game? I'm sure that's an element of something that you would consider. There's no way that you're not thinking of that thing. However, I know there are moments where for parents, especially if their parents or their kids are little, where they really miss that straight up unfiltered like love energy you can get from that person. When they get hurt, they want you. When they feel lonely, they want you. When they feel sad, they want to hug you. Like that's a very special thing that you share with your children. And it is something that if you're lucky can really, encourage you, liven you up, like remind you of what's important, all that. It becomes a part of your life. So missing it, I'm sure, has an impact.
Sure.
But then there's also that other side of being a parent, right? Where you're like,
you like it?
Want like a day? Like, is it? Can I just go to the bathroom in peace?
Yeah.
I'm in the bathroom. Like, why do you need me to make you a healthy dinner right now? Like, I know I have to, but like, I just did for the past 6 days. You need it again? Like, do you know what I mean? There's an aspect of parents that I think is like so thrilling to kind of be away from, where you're not like a caretaker for anybody. And then, of course, you get the point when sometimes all these youngins on the show think you're supposed to be doing their laundry or cleaning up after them or filling the dishwasher. Like that will cause absolute chaos, like slobs around parents that will, or the parent is so thrilled that they don't have to do any of that, right? Okay, I'm still going. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, so I think watching parents do this is it's very interesting. I've seen people use it for strategy for sure. Like they'll use it in a woe is me way, right? Well, I'm giving up much more than you to be here. So therefore, whatever, never works. I've seen people use it as strategy like, oh, they're a parent, we probably should evict them now because it's before jury. Let's do that. Let's give them a solid and send them home before they got to go to 5 weeks of jury or whatever. Meanwhile, listen, five weeks hanging out in a cool house and there's no cameras for most of it. Like, wait a second, So I've seen people use it, even though I'm sure it comes from a genuine place sometimes. that they're missing it or would prefer to not go back so soon.
I've also seen parents on Big Brother Canada use their children as bargaining chips.
Ooh.
Like, you have to trust me. I swear on my children that I'm not lying right now. I'm like, you're so lying.
How does that
right now
ever work still?
I don't know.
Poor thing. How are you believing that right now? Because a lot of people will go in and say that to their kids and be like, listen, I'm gonna swear on your name.
Yeah.
I'm lying. Just don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Usually they tell them that.
That's funny.
So you have 3 kids, right, Arisa?
Yes,
3 kids.
3 kids.
How do you manage that with everything that you've got going on? I'm always asking everybody.
I know. You know what? Truthfully, how does anyone manage it? I think, and you never want to be that person to your single friends and be like, oh, that's cute. Like, you got to like sleep in on a weekend, like, you know, go for a walk, you know, meet some friends for brunch, go shopping, get your nails done, meet up with some people, go for drinks, go clubbing, sleep in the next day, go to a movie. Like, I think I never want to be that person who's like, oh my God, I really remember that and miss being able to just like live and not think about anyone else. But I think it's a balance that everyone has, or everyone has some kind of challenge. I think people with kids, there's a lot of benefits too that they're getting from that, right? So, yeah, you may not be able to balance, because I still haven't figured it out how to perfectly balance like being a friend, for example, and being a mom. I don't think I'm very good at it. I think I think of like I'm very, okay, I'm here with my kids most of the time. And luckily I've got really good friends who, even if I see them twice a year, that's often fine. So I haven't quite figured that part out, but they give you so much in return too, right? Like being part of these young minds, these optimistic and, these beautiful spirits that haven't been like, you know, hardened by the world yet. It's such a privilege to be able to do. So I don't always think of it as like a burden, even though, yes, occasionally, fine, I think of it as a burden sometimes. But I think of it as that I get so much more than I give from being their mom, and that's a really fun place to be. I think I'm very grateful, and I think I've been raised to live in that grateful space.
That's a great way to put it. I once brought my son, who is 3 years old. We do a Canada Day little tribute act show on stage, and he got to come down, and it was his first time like on stage in front of a crowd. And I just said, Jack, can you say Happy Canada Day to everybody? He's like, sure, no problem. Happy Canada Day. The crowd was wild because the little kid just said Happy Canada Day. Band goes on. After every song, he comes up to me and goes, back on stage? I'm like, settle down here, kid. Let daddy take care of it. But and it's great to see them in sort of those environments. So I think you're absolutely right. But we can't thank you enough for your time. Well, I know you're a busy lady.
I was going to tell you a story about a celebrity. Can I do it?
Hit it. Yeah, of course.
Okay. Super quick. Okay, check this out. So you talk to all kinds of parents, right? Not just moms.
Correct.
Right? And I bet you say, you know, how do you balance it all, right? To all of them, right? Okay. God bless you, right? Because for so long, only women get this question. And it used to drive me crazy. I'm like, why aren't you asking that director who also has a family? How does he balance it? And not just women, okay? Now picture it. It's many years ago. I'm on a red carpet, okay? I used to be a red carpet reporter, film, television, entertainment, all that stuff. And I got first place on the carpet. And I was like, yes. And it was a Jennifer Garner movie, okay? Jennifer Garner was a producer, okay, on this film. And she was hugely pregnant at the time. Guess what? I was also hugely pregnant at the time. And I was super excited. I was like, okay, we got to do one question about oh my God, like she's pregnant, I'm pregnant. Like I got to say something, right? And then I can ask her about the movie. And then everyone was running late. So it was like, I had to like double up my questions with another reporter. And I was like, okay, we strategized. We're like, okay, cool. I'll ask the like life question, whatever. During a film festival, you kind of have to ask something that's not about the movie because the movie's not out. People can't watch the movie, right? So you got to do something. Anyway, I'll ask that. You guys ask the movie. It'd be great. And she comes out and I'm like, oh my God, you look amazing, Jennifer. Look, you're pregnant. Look at that. I'm like, honestly, how do you do it all? And she gave me the most withering look you've ever seen. And I know why she did it. Because she was like, I am a producer on this movie. What do you mean you're going to ask me about my family and how I do it all? And I was like, you know what? Point taken. I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated. She gave me the dirty look, ignored me, and moved on to the next people. I ended up going back to my job with no clip. I felt so bad. And then I remembered after, it's like I feel like I never forgot it, that I inadvertently had done the thing that I even noticed that people do to women. And so I love that you guys are speaking to parents and talking about how fun and difficult and challenging it all can be and keeping it all balanced. And that's a problem, or not a problem. That's an issue that all parents share equally. So I just want to say great job. Great being here. I loved everything about this interview.
Thank you so much. And you can watch Big Brother Canada season number 12. It airs on Global, or you can check it out anytime you want online. Arisa Cox, thank you so much. And please never stop following me on Instagram.
But never will. I never will. Love you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
Thank you.
If you have any ideas or topics or suggestions or comments, badparents@curiouscast.ca.
Just think of this podcast. The celebrities, Arisa Cox, Larry Mullen Jr. I mean, who
Kiefer
knows?
Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland's been on this podcast.
Very much so.
In fact, I could probably get Bono, The Edge, and Adam Clayton at some point on the show if you like. Yeah, they could do it. I have slipped almost back into my Larry Mullen. Just so everyone knows.
We don't need you right now.
Just so everyone knows, that was me, Ryan. That wasn't really Larry Mullen Jr. But anyways, yeah, carry on.
No, that's it. Just if you have any, or you want Ryan to do any sort of impressions, badparents@curiouscast.ca. We always appreciate the subscription and the likes and all that good stuff, because we're really trying to propel this thing forward. And if you know any like super mega celebrities that want to come on, badparents@curiouscast.ca. Like if Bradley Cooper wants to come on and like,
Austin Matthews.
Sure. Larry Mullen Jr.
That makes no sense. He has no children. If he wants one.
But he is a child.
Yeah.
Right? He is a child. Right? He can talk about his parents. And it's like, okay, there's a lot of spin we can do. Badparents@curiouscast.ca. Thanks to Arisa Cox, and thanks to you too. No, Shauna and Ryan.
Okay.
I'm John.